Welcome back to Oyoyo's World. Thank you for joining me today. So, today I'll be discussing marriage. And to do justice to this discussion, I have a guest, yes, a special guest who has been married for 25 years. So, let's get into this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome my guest with me, Iyom R. Thank you for joining me today, Mrs. Okoro.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've been married for 25 years. What do you have to tell us about marriage?
Marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is sweet. If you want it to be beautiful, you make it beautiful. So to me, marriage is beautiful. And it's not always, I can't say that is bed of life generally is bed of roses. There's always ups and downs in marriage, and which is bound to happen because the two people, came from different homes, different backgrounds. So once in a while, there's going to be, small hurdles, but those who chose to stay will make it work.
Okay, you're talking about making marriage work. What does it entail to make it work? Okay, the tips on how to make it work.
Well, in marriage, like when you're ready, you have to be matured. Matured in mind, not just in age. You have to be matured. I'm ready to marry. So and my marriage must work.
The being mature, that means marriage is not for the faint-hearted. Marriage is a big deal. It's for adults that have already convinced themselves I'm grown enough to get into a union, to get into matrimony with someone, and I'm ready to see it work. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Yes, that is it. That is what it is. Even as a young girl, when you're about parents discuss about marriage, as a young girl growing up, you see a lot of marriages. You start planning on how your own will be. There's some marriages you see, you'll be wondering what is happening. But I always understand that it's because the two partners refuse to understand each other. They don't communicate. They're always ready to fight. But if you as a woman, you choose my marriage must not be like that. And that is how I chose to be my own. How I chose to stay on my own. There must be patience, tolerance for your marriage to work.
Okay. You talk about you choosing to make sure your marriage work. You talk about tolerance. You talk about patience. There is this saying, and for once, I believe that marriage should be enjoyed, not endured. That's how I see. That's my philosophy about it. It should be enjoyed, not endured. When it becomes endurance, I don't even know what to say, but I don't like that you have to endure. I want to believe that the two people involved should be able to know how to compromise to make something work. Like exactly. You said, they came from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and all of that. So it's now left for them to decide on how to make it work.
Of course.
So you talked about communication. Always be open-minded to discuss about way forward in marriage. Can you elaborate on communication for us?
I'm from a total different background. He's from different. There's a whole lot of things. During courtship, is opposite of marriage. Courtship is different. So when I talk about communication, sometimes there's some certain things the woman will do in the house, and the man will not like it. Some women will hold their mind, they'll be very angry, they cannot voice out, they'll be dying in silence. But if you notice there's this thing you don't like it, you call him, you communicate, especially when you know that the atmosphere is cool. Not when the person is raking, you just calm down and allow the anger to calm down. By the time you notice that everything has come as is normal, you call him and tell him this is how, this is this. And I'm sure a reasonable, responsible man would want to listen. Okay. But in a situation where everybody's voice are up, no, a man must show that he's a man. So as a woman, learn to be on that peaceful, learn to be calm, learn to be peaceful. When you notice that the man is up, high, is angry, calm down. Then when it's his own turn to be angry, he calms down. By the time he notices that no, this my wife is not ready for fights, man, he will pick up from there.
Okay. All right. So you talked about communication in marriage as one of the vital things to make a successful marriage. From what I understood from what you said, Communication is not if the man is, you know, is upset and then speaking in a very loud voice, you as well be, you know, speaking in a very loud voice. That is no communication. So effective communication is what we are talking about here, and we know the importance of effective communication is not when the two people are exchanging banter. Is not communication. So if the man is the one raking you, the other person, the woman, should calm down and then let, you know, give some time to, for everybody to, you know, for the temper to, or rather the anger to melt down before you now come up with ideas and then have that conversation that is required to make the marriage or resolve the problem at hand. I guess that's what we understood here. So guys, I hope you're getting your notes down, because I'm also noting as well. And whereby you forget, please come back to this video, rewind to the beginning to be able to understand everything as well. So how has it been? 25 years married to one man, and they both have raised amazing kids. Okay, she's the mama of boys, by the way. So they raised amazing gentlemen. Okay, so how has it been 25 years? Has it been all bed of roses?
No, it can't be bed of roses, you know. There's always ups and downs, you know, from childbirth. You take responsibility of, you know, taking care of them, taking school runs and all that thing, and you still go to work. So it's not an easy task. It takes an understanding man to make your marriage work, an understanding woman too. As you're doing this, he is doing that.
Hold it there, guys. Did you hear what she said? It takes an understanding man, an understanding woman to make marriage work. So it's a partnership. So marriage is a partnership, not just, no, he has to listen to me or she has to listen to me. When two come together, that is a bond that cannot be broken, not even from side chicks. Okay, so let's continue.
And you know, if for example, he's at work, of course, two of you are going to work. This one was okay, I will go and drop them in the morning. You can come early and pick them in the afternoon. You know, so it's not always a woman thing, it's a family. And for you to make your family beautiful, there have to be a lot of commitments. Like my children, they are all boys. Also, as they are growing, you're teaching them a whole lot, because if you don't train your children, you will still suffer. You keep entering kitchen till you get very old. So not just because that they are male children, they should be able to also know how to cook in the kitchen, do house chores. So as the man is teaching, the woman too as well is teaching.
Yeah, what you just said took me back those days when our elder brother was posted to Bauchi State to go do youth service, and our mom has more girls than boys. So my brothers never for one day entered the kitchen to even boil water. They never did. So when my brother was posted to Bauchi State, my mother, he brought a notebook, and my mom was telling him how to make jollof rice, how to boil white rice, and we were busy having a good laugh because we really had a good laugh. I say, you see, Mama, if you were letting them enter kitchen, by now they would have at least known how to boil water, how to boil white rice. So if you're watching us today, I believe you're learning that even for the fact that you have male kids only doesn't mean they shouldn't know how to do basic things. Cooking is a survival skill, not just meant for the women. It's a survival skill. Everyone should learn how to cook. All right, so commitment, you talk about commitment, communication, you talked about patience, you talked about...
most importantly, you should place God first in your home.
Okay.
Make it a duty that first thing in the morning, you call a family prayer. From that family prayer, we discuss how your week, how your day will be. Like early in the morning, wake them up, you come together, you read your Bible, you discuss the Bible. From discussion of the Bible, you talk about all their mistakes, what they did previous day, what they did, how can we make it better, and this is what the Bible says. You imbibe, make sure you train, you put them into with the Lord, let them know Christ, because once they know Christ, they always know that somebody else is watching whatever they are doing, both in school. You let them know that whatever you do, somebody upstairs are watching. So if they go and come, come back, I did this, so I hope God will not be angry with me. So if you imbibe them with Christ, there's going to be, they will know that somebody is actually watching them, not just us. Even if we are not there in school, that to see them, somebody else up is watching everything. So you should also make sure you made them
God first.
God, yes.
So guys, we are learning. So as you're raising your children, remember God first. Remember to put them in the, raise them and train them in the ways of the Lord, so that what they know about God will never depart from them is very, very important. There is something you said here I want us to throw more light into. You said marriage is entirely different from courtship.
Yes.
So, and then if you think because of the way the person behaved during courtship, you're going to have a very fantastic marriage, that means you're not ready to make the marriage work. How is marriage different from courtship? Can you please elaborate?
Oh, I'm sure you've heard so many courtships. They will date for almost 10 years, almost more than 5 years. As soon as they get married, everything's scattered. So most times they pretend. Most times we pretend a lot. So they are not bringing out their true colors. All they want, let her just agree to marry me, and let him just agree. All these things they are doing is nonsense. Once I will bring out my own color. We are not telling ourselves truth. This is how we want it. And because they don't even know what marriage is all about. Because everybody wants to answer MRS. Everybody wants to be Mrs. Everybody, most especially the ladies. We just want to wear the ring and be somebody's wife. Because most times they say, oh, my mates are married, I just want to marry, I don't care how it is. Anyhow, so they are not truthful to their relationships. So at the end of the day, by the time they enter the marriage, they would, was it the person I saw? But I've been dating her. Why is she now like this? This is not what I'm seeing. Why is he now like this? They are not. That is why the relationship doesn't end well in marriage. Like myself, I met my husband within 6 months. We wedded. So because I am not ready for a long courtship, so that by the time you get tired of the whole thing, So I think the best bet is don't prolong your relationship, your courtship. Okay. Make it brief, and you study yourselves, and I'm sure with God by your side, it's going to be sweet.
All right, so you guys heard her. She said most times courtships are not real, because people tend to pretend because they already have the end game at hand. I just want to get married. I want to be somebody's wife. I must marry this man. I remember a story I heard in the past. One lady wanted to get married to her boyfriend by all means, and the man wasn't so serious about settling her because he still had other relationships. And then the only thing that made the man, chose to marry her was when another girl met her. The girl that visited started fighting the man, was very violent. But the other one that used to come would see him with girls and she would just be quiet. The guy would now say, okay, this one that is tolerating me, I think is the right person to be. So for just that reason, the guy decided to marry her, not knowing that the girl also has other things, because her game was, I must be quiet, I must make sure I endure until I answer Mrs. That was her game plan. So courtship is not as real as marriage. And I will also say that, and from what she said here, that long relationships shouldn't be encouraged, because you get tired of the whole thing. You need to start enjoying when you get into the marriage. You've already seen it all. There is no excitement anymore. You've known it all. So it's better you make up your mind first of all that you want to settle down, and then pray to God to bring the right person to you, so that it will not be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years relationship. You're still dating, and before you know it, the moment you guys come together, it becomes the end of the relationship. It's been interesting, chatting with you today, and I'm happy for all the lectures and all the experiences you're sharing with us. What will you tell young girls out there that might be watching this video, or that might come across this video? What do you have to tell them before you get married, while you are in the marriage? what you need to do, how you need to go about it.
Well, before you get married, before you get into marriage, because it's not a child's play, first of all, you have to invite Christ, God, to your life. You have to plan. This is what I want. This is how I want my life to be. God, give me a God-fearing man who will listen to your word, who will not torture me, who will value me as a sister. You must marry somebody that is willing to be your friend. So don't just rush because your friends are getting married. Everybody, no, don't. It's not how fast, it's how well at the end of the day. So plan and talk to God. God, please give me my person. Give me my person. And of course, you see, you will not regret talking to God about marriage.
Wow. So from what you said about don't get married because your mates are getting married, that means there is also this societal, pressure on young girls getting married.
Yes, there's a serious pressure, and also there's this competition among girls. He's marrying a rich guy, he's marrying this. No, it shouldn't be in your agenda. Everybody wants to deal. Hey, can you imagine? So person is married. Up till now, she hasn't. It shouldn't come to your mind. And this one, I will not marry. Most girls reject somebody. Yeah, I cannot marry. It doesn't have a car. You don't know the person's future, and you don't know what God has in stock.
Wow.
What you should marry is somebody who is willing to be a father, to be a friend, to be your companion, somebody who you can always talk to at all times. And mark my word, we are not God. You don't know his plans. Grow with him than rushing to marry somebody who is already made. He will not have respect and regard for you.
Wow, that grow with him has a big K leg now. You know why I'm saying that? Let's bring in May Edochie and Yule Edochie here. They were practically young folks when they got married. They had nothing. They were growing in the marriage together. So with that kind of experience, especially what people saw, young folks saw, that happened to May after spending over 23 years with a man and being married with to the person for over 17 or 18 years, they grew together, and look at what happened at it. So what will you say?
Well, first of all, they were married when they had nothing. They were not ready to marry. I think what I heard was pregnancy came.
Okay.
So pregnancy came and they have no option. They love themselves. The both parents supported them. Okay. And fame. Yule came, fame, everybody, women up and down. Even when he doesn't want, you see them rushing. So the thing overwhelmed him. And he said, men, who they are. Once, hey, I like this guy, I must get this guy. That is how it started. But there's a whole lot of stories I heard about you. I heard about the challenges he was passing through, and and sometimes the movie set, some men can just misbehave, and before you know it.
Okay, so growing with the person doesn't mean there must be something that will push you into it. You understand? It's when both adults are ready to marry and they can start small and then grow. But use case from what we heard was entirely different. So young folks should not rely. So young folks, if you're saying no, I won't grow with anybody because of what happened to me, Edochie, please do not be discouraged. You can marry your friend from university, you can marry your friend that you guys are starting from one-bedroom apartment. You never can tell what the future has. And God on your side, you guys loving each other, the sky is no longer the limit. You cannot become Elon Musk of your time or Dangote of your time. So it's been an interesting chat today discussing marriage, everything she had to tell us today about marriage. Haven't been in the institution for over 25 years. Let us not forget that marriage is one institution that they will give you certificate of graduation even before you start day one. So I've never seen an institution like that. They will not give you manual. There are no guidelines to marriage. You just have to, hey, my daughter has married, my son has found a wife. But it boils down on the two people involved to make it work. So there is another thing I want us to add before we conclude. Most often we hear that women are the ones that make the home. What do you have to say about that?
Of course, it's the woman that make her home comfortable for her. Like I said, women, they should be able to know how to tolerate, That's
Tolerance, and this tolerance thing. God help me.
Because like most times men they get unnecessary angry. Sometimes it could be from work. You also go to work, you know how to endure. God has given us that grace as a woman to, because to not the way you have the strength to nurture your child, you should be able to have the strength to endure what he brings home. Most times they will have stress from office, and when they come back, you see him getting unnecessary angry. What you need to do is just to calm down and allow him to vent. At the end of the day, you still have to talk to him. What is it? Don't join him. Am I the cause of your problem? Am I this? Am I that?
And women can easily jump and start talking like that.
Of course. You just allow him. You ask him, hope all is well. What happened? You will see him telling you. He will open up and tell you his problem. But when he come back, he's getting angry. You just nonsense. I beg, I'm not the cause. Do your worst, and that's how it starts. And we women, we talk, especially one word they say 100. So a man doesn't like those things. So we should learn to tolerate, to endure as well. So not just women, men too should learn to tolerate. Except you want to have a broken home, you build your home. You tell God, this is how I want my home. And mark my word, if you believe so much in God and want your marriage to work, use your prayers and tell God. God will answer. You keep, and there's another thing, women, you should also know, when your husband is misbehaving, even as he's shouting, keep telling God in your mind, oh Lord, my husband must stop screaming. Keep telling him he will change. He will change. I say, by the power of God, I command you, God, touch him, let him be a calm gentleman. You will see, with God, he will change. He will adore you.
Just like they say, with God, all things are possible. And marriage is one of those things that require God. Since there is no guideline, there is no manual, there is no teacher, no lecturer, nothing, no lecture notes. So God is everything that will make that decision.
And also, there's something that not just saying, God, change my marriage. You yourself, you have your own shortcomings. You keep telling God, please change me to make him a better person. Myself, make me a better person that he will appreciate, he will love. Because there's also some part of you that is not pleasant to him. So not just we complaining men, our own self, we should work on ourselves to change us. Believe in me.
Women, are we hearing that we should drop all the nagging, all the talkativeness, everywhere, and then find how to have an effective communication. Okwu agwụ. Nne ikwusikwa anya ọ dịka edele ya n'akwụkwọ. Thank you immensely for gracing my screen today, joining me on this interesting topic, marriage. And also congratulations to celebrating 25. Hey, 25. Not quite 25 of eating egusi soup only. If you know, okay? All right. So guys, we've come to the end of today's conversation, and we're going to bring more topic for you guys here. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also our membership on YouTube is on. You can also join the membership to encourage us on what we do here at Oyoyo's World. I must say, on a final note, what do you have to tell our audience?
It was nice having me here. Thank you so much, and I wish our young ladies to just get ready and make their home beautiful. Also, we shouldn't say it's a do or die thing. If you feel that you cannot cope when you're married, please walk away peacefully. Thank you so much.
All right, you heard it. So if it's not working, don't be there until they put you 6 feet down below. Make sure you find peace in your home. Work hard to make your marriage work. Or whereby it's not working, you need to live to fight another day. Until I see you guys in my next episode, thank you guys for coming to watch, for clicking to watch, for following me on Facebook, for subscribing to YouTube, for leaving me your interesting comments. Let the conversation start in the comment section. Bye.